Part 104. Divine Blessings. It is reported that there were food shortages from the beginning of the siege. While no explicit reason has been recorded, it is likely due to a combination of the siege taking place in winter and it being a complete surprise. As a result, the Muslims did not have any food stockpiled, and the 10 days they had to prepare for the battle were spent entirely on digging the trench. The companions were reported to have sufficed themselves on the simplest of foods, such as dried barley mixed with oil, or even mere date pits. Jabir narrated that he saw the Prophet digging, and when his shirt was raised, Jabir saw a large rock tied to his stomach, a method of subduing one's hunger. Jabir returned to his wife and said,
"I just saw something that I do not have the strength to bear. What do we have in the house to eat?"
His wife replied,
"I only have a small amount of bread and a small goat."
Infant goats would not typically be slaughtered, as they do not produce enough meat. Nevertheless, Jabir needed to take action, so he slaughtered the goat while his wife kneaded the dough. Jabir returned to the Prophet and whispered,
"O Messenger of Allah, my wife has prepared some food. Why don't you with 1 or 2 people come to eat?"
To Jabir's great concern, the Prophet stood up and announced to everyone, "O people of the trench, Jabir and his wife have prepared a meal for us. All of you, welcome." Jabir rushed back in distress, as he clearly did not have enough food for more than a handful of people. His wife asked,
"Did the Prophet invite them, or did you?"
When Jabir confirmed that it was the Prophet's instruction, she replied calmly,
"Then it will be fine."
The Prophet said, "Do not open the pot until I come." He then arrived while the pot was still on the stove. He made dua and gently spat in the food as his saliva was blessed, then invited the companions in 10 at a time. Each group of 10 ate their fill, one after the other, until every single person was sufficed. Jabir counted around 1,000 companions. The companions were tirelessly digging the trench, and they came across a boulder that was too difficult to break. Some of them suggested that they dig around the boulder, but other companions refused because the Prophet physically delineated the lines of where the trench would be dug, and they would not dare deviate from his instruction without receiving his express permission. The Prophet was called, and he took the axe and descended into the trench. He said, "Bismillah wa Allahu Akbar," and he hit the boulder. 1/3 of the boulder crumbled, and he said, "Allahu Akbar, Allah has given me the keys to Al-Sham, Greater Syria. By Allah, I can see the red castles in Al-Sham." He said, "Bismillah wa Allahu Akbar," and hit the boulder again, and another 1/3 crumbled. He said, "I have been given the keys to Persia. By Allah, I can see the white pillars of Al-Mada'in, Ctesiphon." He said, "Bismillah wa Allahu Akbar," for a 3rd time and hit the boulder again, breaking the final 1/3. He then said, "Allahu Akbar, I have been given the keys to Yemen. By Allah, I can see the doors of Sana'a." As prophesied, the first land conquered after the Prophet's passing was Syria. In an inexplicable turn of events immediately following the death of the Prophet, Muslim forces brought both Persian, Sassanid, and Roman Byzantine empires to their knees.